Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships for a ranked match on Big Race and Domination mode in Tier 7 with the Soviet premium destroyer, the Leningrad, which I think is among one of the best Tier 7 destroyers for ranked, because we've had a lot of Tier 7 in ranked this season, and this destroyer, I'd kind of put it on a shelf for a while, and I picked it back up, started playing it more again, and just realizing how incredibly strong this ship is. So I want to kind of get into some of those reasons, and then we're going to have combat here pretty quickly. But you have 5x1 130mm guns that have decent shell velocity. Your HE shells do max damage of 1900. Your AP shells do a maximum damage of 2500. If you don't build into anything further with range, it's 11.56, 56 kilometer range, 11.5. If you don't take main battery and A specialist, it's 5 seconds with 4.75 second reload time, and with the drilling rush, you can get that down even lower. Your torpedoes, which you get 8 torpedoes that do a max damage of 15,100 each with 8 kilometer range. So if you do the full stealth build, you can be sitting at 6.6. So you can actually stealth fire torpedoes with the Leningrad. And if you were to take the fill the tubes and do a little bit of a hybrid build, perhaps, you can get these torpedo reload time down from 92 seconds to 82.8 seconds. And did I say this with the speed? If you take full-on speed, you are rocking over 48 knots. So it doesn't take long for you to be able to get step on a key objective area, which is one of the reasons why I like playing Leningrad in ranked, because we can just get to wherever we need to, get on the map in a hurry, especially if we're working the flank. However, we're going to be rocking behind this island most of the match. We're not going to be moving too fast until we run into Leander here shortly. But we're going to be focusing on, there's 2 destroyers, 2 cruisers, 3 battleships. So ironically, most of the enemy team goes right here to A, which honestly is bad, because on this map here, in A is like a kill box, because basically if you get stuck in it, you're not really maneuverable, so on and so forth, and then you just end up, typically, whichever team kind of throws all their assets into that, tend to die, so to speak. So here we've already lost about 4,000, 5,000 hit points, and we're getting a fire here on the Lahardi. If I'm seeing that correctly on my screen, it's zooming in and out a lot. But we're going to pick up the first blood, and then we're already seeing the Leander. Now here's an example of utilizing the 130mm AP guns. So we are definitely going to step out here. This Leander gets a little overzealous. We're not necessarily the main threat, even though we're having torpedoes. We are able to punch through and hit a citadel. You can see 5,500 damage in that one salvo. We're going to have some hard time finding his citadel, but our teammate back behind us is not going to have a hard time finding his citadel and wiping him out. Now, in addition to your engine boost, you also get smoke screen, which is really convenient for when things get dicey. As you see, we already used the one smoke already, and also we typically just run around with our AA off, because if I remember right, the AA is not amazing on the ship, but it does have a range of 3.5 kilometers. So, but we don't have to worry about that this match. But we don't want people throwing ASW depth charges by planes over us to try to figure out where we're at. So it could be like, hey, we have the cap. I could back off, let my team get a little more closer. But I have chosen violence. I'm going to continue to work here on the cap between using our 130mm guns and our 8 torpedoes, which we're going to get some more action here in just a minute. But we're also going to be using the side of this island. We're going to have our next smoke back in a minute, which I do believe we end up using again. We have our engine boost all ready to go. That's one of the benefits when you're playing Leningrad. I mean, honestly, you should just open up with an engine boost, especially with ranked, because the games don't last very long. There's not really this dire need to hang on to them, so to speak. Now, as we're sitting here, we're only getting, I think, 2 of our 5 turrets off, and that's because we just don't want to be risky in playing over aggressive at the moment. We're still waiting for our smoke in that quote-unquote get out of jail free card, but we do want to see if we can land some torpedoes here on this battleship pushing up here. So we're going to reverse back. We see we have some teammates coming in to help. and I'm like, hey, there's a Chomphon. We could Citadel him. So I decided to go ahead and pop the engine boost, step out here. It means we are going to get detected by the Blisk and the Novorosk, if I pronounced that ship right. And just as we go to get the shot in, the Rook takes him out with his guns. Our smoke is about to come off cooldown. Our torpedoes were effective in getting the Death Strike and killing the Novorosk, the tier 6 battleship. And the Blisk gets slapped. He's dying really fast here, and we managed to pick up the double strike and almost dying. And utilizing our engine boost to quickly reverse to find the torpedo gap, as we predicted there'd likely be torpedoes on the way. And so now with our torpedoes on reload time, which with the adrenaline rush, I don't think I have filled the tubes from what I remember. As we play a little dicey there and getting spotted, we're going to have to accelerate forward in case he takes a blind shot. You know, the torpedoes are actually not that too bad of a reload time, and already being mostly back up. But we're just going to go ahead and focus in using our main battery guns at this point. Probably throw some torpedoes towards that gap. We do get a fire set. These high explosive shells, they do have an 8% chance if you don't take any combat signals or take Demolition Expert. But the main point of this video is just that you can pump out a lot of damage really quickly with Leningrad, with being able to stealth fire torpedo and a gunboat, yet you can build it to a hybrid in that you can stealth fire torpedo with decently hard-hitting torpedoes. You have the speed to be flying around the map at like 48 knots, in addition to having smokescreen. All in all, it makes for a pretty potent tier 7 destroyer in ranked. So yeah, an amazing destroyer. So this is actually, I was taking Leningrad to get my Jolly Roger for the Bronze League. So we were able to pick that up in this game with our solo cap and 3 destroyed. I was hoping to get some more kills, but between that and getting the defended ribbons as well, that's going to put us nicely in landing our base XP on our team. As we go into the next screen here, being almost 1900 base XP, we moved really. Our team carried like really hard, or not. It was a blowout, but it was mainly because enemy team really positioned badly at the kill box here in Big Race, and you don't do that because that's typically what happens. I've seen very few teams to win, make a move like that and win coming out of that kill box. So usually you just kind of let the enemy team step into the kill box, and then your team plays accordingly. So then you get to see a glimpse of what it looks like with premium account here in ranked with the tier 7 Leningrad. So I've done some videos, I think back in 2023 with the Leningrad. I'll link them here. I don't remember what I did in terms of the upgrade commander build video that I have on the ship. I'll still link it. I'm not sure if I would do the exact same thing because I can't remember what exactly I recommended, but I know the upgrades would be the same as I run main armaments mod 1. Engine room protection, if I have the call, I'll go ahead and pick up engine room boost mod 1. And then aiming systems, I think, is actually what I did for the 3rd slot to have some more accurate main battery guns. Alternatively, you could easily go for the main battery mod 2 to have a plus 15% main battery traverse speed because these turrets do turn pretty slow. And then naturally propulsion in the 4th slot to rock that high speed in plus 8% engine boost here on the Leningrad. So with that being said, I hope you liked today's video, a little bit on the shorter side, but if you have the Leningrad, it's great to be playing in ranked. If you don't, it costs 5,550 doubloons in the armory, or in US dollars, it's $22.20, but I don't know, maybe you have a coupon lying around where you could use in the armory to make Leningrad a little bit cheaper versus just buying it off the website premium shop. So if you liked this video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to see more. If you're subscribed, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you to my Patreon supporters. And until next time, take care.